Hello and welcome back. Justified, City Primeval picked up where it left off, with Raylan and Carolyn. Raylan awakens in Carolyn's bed, indicating that they did not remain in the vehicle. Raylan leaves the house to get the group breakfast as Carolyn is in the shower. He meets Jamal, Carolyn's troubled ex-husband. Jamal isn't really happy to meet Raylan, but after Raylan questions him about his identity and motives for being there, he departs. Raylan inquires about Jamal while Carolyn gets ready for work, but she remains silent. Raylan must respect Carolyn's privacy as one of the ground rules of whatever it is they are currently engaged in, according to Carolyn, who is adamant about having regulations in place. Mansell, Sandy, and Sweetie had a meeting at a diner to plan their strategy for approaching the individuals whose names appear in Judge Guy's book. Sweetie wants to begin with a person low on the food chain because she is familiar with most of the major characters in the book. Bert Dickey travels with them. Dickey is a wealthy local real estate tycoon with a dubious past and a sizable home in a posh neighborhood. Sweetie texts Dickey a picture of his book page. He then contacts Dickey and announces that he will be visiting his house later to speak with him. Carolyn approaches Assistant District Attorney Diane in the courthouse and inquires about the status of Judge Guy's replacement. Carolyn thinks this is the ideal time to secure the judge appointment she has been vying for, but Diane has also declared her candidacy. Carolyn's eligibility is being impacted by her financial position. Due to her ex-husband Jamal's questionable financial decisions, her home is subject to a sizable tax lien. Raylan and Carolyn go out to supper later. She discusses Judge Guy with Raylan and explains her desire to become a judge. Jamal, however, interrupts their meal. Carolyn departs as Raylan and Jamal exchange blows. There is an all-hands meeting taking place when Raylan enters the police station to discuss why the murderer hasn't been apprehended. The Detroit police believe that locating the book will help them identify the killer of Judge Guy. The inquiry is given to Maureen, who makes the announcement that they are going back to the beginning to focus on anything they might have missed. When Raylan and Robinson travel back to key locations connected to the investigation, they are unsuccessful. They should speak with Raymond Cruz, the officer who investigated the Wrecking Crew killings and nearly had Mansell thrown behind bars, Raylan advises. Despite their difficulties finding him, he consents to meet Raylan for a drink. The encounter is heated when Mansell and Sweetie visit Dickey's house to trade money for his page in the book. Dickey is clearly aware of how extortion operates, and he is prepared to pay. He simply wants to pay a portion of what Mansell is asking for. Sweetie is amenable to compromise, but Mansell is acting strangely as usual. A painting in Dickey's office has captured Mansell's attention. Dickey receives his page from the book in exchange for $10,000 when they reach an agreement. Due to his unmet $50,000 desire, Mansell is irate. Later that evening, Mansell visits Dickey's home alone himself. Dickey is threatened, and the painting is taken. Carolyn and Raylan eat dinner together. She discusses Judge Guy with Raylan and explains her desire to become a judge. Jamal, however, interrupts their meal. Carolyn departs as Raylan and Jamal exchange blows. Carolyn goes to see Jamal at his apartment after leaving the dinner. She is feeling the weight of their complicated past, and he can charm her. Jamal tells her that they should start dating again since he loves her. She nearly succumbs to it. She learns he is lying to her when she discovers another woman's luxury bags inside the home. She then enters the restroom where she discovers bras and nail paint hanging in the shower. She informs Jamal that they are finally finished after paying the mortgage lien. She will report him to the police for all the illegal behavior he's engaged in if he ever begs her for money again. She exits while sobbing, closing the door on her past. Then Carolyn visits Sweetie. She declares that she will do whatever it takes to get the judicial post. Carolyn plans to use Judge Guy's book as leverage so she may become a judge. Raylan and Raymond Cruz have a conversation about Mansell and how to acquire him. Cruz shares a story with Raylan about a time when he faced a cold-blooded killer they couldn't lawfully obtain. Cruz had enough after the murderer shot up his home. The killer passed away shortly after the two guys sat down to drink. Cruz acknowledges that he mistakenly shot the man because he thought the murderer was holding a pistol when, in fact, he was holding a bottle opener. Cruz claimed he never worried about killing him. Raylan might have to treat Mansell the same way. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget